Good evening, everyone. My name is 5 Minutes Duelist, and today I will be doing a rant segment on Monarchs. Now, Monarchs is an old archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! That started way back when Yu-Gi used to be a freaking badass. Well, they just got their structure deck known as Emperor of Darkness. And people are saying how Monarchs are too broken now, how they're too consistent and they'll never be beaten. Well, as a Monarch player myself, I have got to put my 2 cents in. Yes, they're a good deck. No, they will never be tier 0. They have their ups and downs just like every other deck. For instance, people who don't think of using a straight Monarch build, that's probably what they're more complaining about. I use a straight Monarch build to where everything is Monarch based. Even from the spells and the traps to the monsters, they're all Monarchs. Now, the first card I want to cover is Pantheism of the Monarchs. People say it's broken because it's not a once per turn draw thing. True, it's not a once per turn draw thing, but at the same time, you're not gaining anything and you're not losing anything. The only time you're gaining is the once per turn banish effect, to where you can choose 3. Your opponent selects 1, the other 2 go back into the deck. So that's why it's not a once per turn draw, is because of the last effect, which is a badass effect. And on top of that, Pantheism's greatest effect of all is when you banish it to get Tenacity. Tenacity's effect: reveal a Monarch, get Domain or March or blah da 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 da, stupid shit. Anyways, it can get ugly quickly when you go up against Monarchs. Cards to help go up against a Tide or a Mirror Match, as we like to use in Yu-Gi-Oh!, would have to be Fog King. Other cards would have to revolve around a Soul Charge. Soul Charge is actually good in Monarchs. And then on top of that, we could also use in a mirror match against our other Monarch player. We could use Mask of Restrict. Speaking of Mask of Restrict, people are bitching and complaining how it doesn't have a side effect to it. How does it not have a side effect to it? Neither player can tribute summon monsters. Neither player. That's not exactly unfair. But anyways, let's move on to the second one. The second one is known as Domain of the Monarchs. It's a field spell that once per turn you can lower a level 8 Monarch's level by 2, making it 6. Whenever the Monarch would attack, it gains 800 attack, making it 236, or if you're using a low level one, 32. And then on top of that, as long as you have a tribute summon monster on the field, your Monarch is safe, allowing you to activate its last effect, which is your opponent cannot use their extra deck. Now, I noticed in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Extra deck means a hell of a lot to players these days. Yeah, me, not so much, because extra deck I think is overrated. And personally, ever since Pendulums came out, I think Konami stepped back and made it more versatile, made it better, because people aren't relying more on their extra deck. They're more worried about swarming the field and OTKing, which is a good thing, because there's decks out there that you just don't want to deal with and you just want to get the game over. Which brings me to my next card, which is the Awakening of the Monarchs. People don't use this card, and they should. It protects your Monarchs from everything in the duel except for battle. But its effects are negated. Well, you don't have to worry about its effect being negated because its effect is already being used up. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this segment. My name is 5 Nights Duelist X, and I will see you guys back in the darkness.